Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive. You know how we do things here?
Yeah.
We take one idea
Mm-hmm.
and we just dive deep. So today we're looking at something you've probably heard before, the triple bottom line.
Yeah.
Profit, planet, that whole thing. But like, we're going beyond just the buzzwords to really see if it's actually as revolutionary as it's made out to be.
Yeah. You know, I think the triple bottom line, or TBL as it's often called, really wants to be revolutionary.
Okay.
And it really pushes businesses to start thinking outside of just their financial gains.
It's not all about making money anymore, is it? I think there is this growing awareness that companies need to be responsible for the environment and society too. But how do you actually measure that?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that gets to the heart of why some people criticize the triple bottom line framework. Because measuring profit is straightforward. But planet and people, much more complex.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It's really easy to say, oh yeah, a company should be eco-friendly.
Right.
And treat your employees well. But how do you define what those things actually are?
Yeah.
And then who gets to decide what's good, what's bad?
Exactly. And I think that's where things get really difficult. So for example, with Planet, one company might really focus on reducing their carbon footprint, while another might prioritize sustainable sourcing.
Okay.
So they're both working towards this idea of environmental sustainability, but they're doing it in very different ways.
Yeah. And then you have the whole people aspect. It's great to say fair wages, ethical treatment, but how do you even compare like a tech giant who has thousands of employees to a small local business? I mean, their scales are totally different.
That's a really great point. I think the TBL doesn't offer a one-size-fits-all solution. Okay. It's more of a guiding philosophy.
I see.
And really how effective it is depends on how it's implemented. For example, Unilever has been integrating TBL principles into how they work for years now. So, and they report on all kinds of things like their environmental impact.
Oh, wow.
Everything from carbon emissions to water usage. And then they also highlight how they're working to empower women and support local communities.
So they're basically using the TBL as a roadmap, not just like
not a checklist.
A checklist.
Yeah.
It's about constantly striving to improve across all those three areas. But I do wonder how much of this is genuine commitment versus like good PR.
Well, and I think that's where the cynicism comes in. And I think greenwashing, which is where companies make these really superficial changes or just highlight all the positive things, is a very valid concern. So it really is up to consumers to do their research.
Okay.
Look a little bit deeper, see if the company's actions actually match what they're saying.
So it's almost like we have to be detectives when we're looking at these reports.
Yeah.
We can't just take them at face value.
Exactly.
We need to be thinking critically and looking for evidence that there's actual change happening.
And I think that's what makes it so interesting for consumers.
Yeah.
Think about your own purchasing decisions.
Okay.
What are the things that matter to you?
Yeah.
Is it fair away? Labor practices? Is it minimizing environmental impact?
Right.
Is it supporting local communities?
Thinking back to our coffee shop example.
Okay.
Imagine if you could just walk in.
Yeah.
And immediately know that the beans they're using are ethically sourced. That the baristas are being paid a living wage.
Right.
And that the business is trying to minimize its waste.
Exactly.
That'd be such a powerful feeling.
And I think that's really what it's about. It's about aligning your values with what you buy.
Right.
And that's a core element of the triple bottom line.
Okay.
It's not just about holding companies accountable, but it's also about empowering consumers to make decisions that reflect what their priorities are.
I like that. So it's not a perfect system.
It's not.
But it gives us this framework to evaluate businesses in a more holistic way.
Right.
And it pushes us to think about what kind of world we want to live in and what we're supporting with how we spend our money.
And that's it. Think of the triple bottom line as a lens for looking at all the businesses that you interact with every day.
Okay.
Are they just trying to make as much money as possible, or are they actually working towards a sustainable and equitable future?
And for everyone listening, the next time you're about to buy something and you're just thinking about getting the cheapest option, take a moment and consider those other two P's, the planet and the people. Your choices really do have power.
They do.
That's it for our deep dive into the triple bottom line. Keep exploring these ideas, and we'll catch you next time.
See you later.